Hey guys, this is Andy. She blinded me with refractors. I'm doing a contest response for our friend Dustin Bellinger, who has reached 400 subscribers. And Dustin um, recently lost his father, and he wanted us to talk a little bit about our own dads. And this is this is a tough one. I recently lost my dad. It's been almost a month ago now, and it still doesn't, seem real. Um, so this is going to be the first Father's Day of my entire life, that I haven't had my dad around. So I mean, it's tough, guys. There's really, you kind of try to prepare yourself for these things, and there's just there's just no way to do it. I mean, but I'll talk a little bit about my dad. Um, First thing that always comes to mind is just what a family man he was. Um, my dad was 64 years old, and him and my mother had been married for over 40 years. And growing up, I mean, my dad, he was the kind of he was the kind of dad that everybody would want to have. I mean, he was there for all of our, events growing up, sports, whatever it may be, for, not just myself, but my brother and sister. Um, my dad, he was one of the hardest working people that I've ever seen. Well, I mean, he is the hardest working man that I've ever seen. Um, I, Me and my brother both had an opportunity, when we were in high school and in college to work with him during the summer when we were out of school. My dad, he built houses his entire life, had his own business, and people. My dad and mom, they live in a small town in western Oklahoma, and I mean, my dad just had this stellar reputation, not only as, a great home builder, but just, you know, honest, trustworthy. I mean, they would wait like, up to a year just so they could, he may have stuff lined up for a year and they would wait that long just to make sure that my dad, built their house. Um, so obviously, he was a tremendous family man. Um, he loved music, and he played. He actually played in a rock band when he was in high school, and he continued to play throughout his life. But my dad was such a humble guy. Like we would invite friends over and stuff, and we would always try to get my dad to play for him. And he never would. And growing up, I just didn't understand. I was like, come on, just play for him. He never would, because I think in his mind it would be kind of like showing off, and that's not something that he was, about. He would play for us at home, and we got to listen and enjoy that. One of I mean, there's so many great memories that I have, but some of the greatest memories are getting to go with my dad to see his favorite band, Grand Funk Railroad. And I had an opportunity to go with him to see them play probably 5 or 6 times throughout my life. And it was really great. Um, and they're actually going to be here in Oklahoma. I think it's in September. And I think myself and my mom and my brother and sister, I think we're going to try to go to that, just as I think he would really get a kick out of that. and it's funny because like the band itself, a lot of people may not know who Grand Funk Railroad is, but the band itself, they've been playing, since like the '60s, and they have a lot of great hits. You guys need to look them up. They're a really good band. They don't have the original lead singer still with them. They actually have the lead singer that used to be with 38 Special actually plays with them now, which is, he's not. And my dad, he would say, he's not quite as good as the original, but he still enjoyed it. Um, I can remember him playing those songs at the house. I mean, and my dad, like, he loved like '70s rock. So Grand Funk Railroad, he loved Bad Company, he loved the James Gang. Um, if you guys don't know who the James Gang is, go on YouTube and listen to the song called "Walk Away." That's my dad used to play that song all the time when I was a kid, and I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever. I'm like, hey, my dad's like a rock star, and to me. Um, so this is a tough time, um, and my condolences go out to Dustin and his family. Um, you know, these are things you really can't. As much as we try to like help people get through these, it's one of those things that I'm learning that it just kind of takes time, I guess, to learn to just accept things. Um, because there's a lot of stuff in life, that we just don't have any control over. And one of the things that I've tried to do, and it's been tough, but I'm trying to just remember all the good times and just be just be thankful for all the great times that I did get to have with my dad, and kind of focus on that stuff more so than the stuff that I won't be able to do with him going forward. Um, but this YouTube card community, it's great. Just there's a couple of guys in particular here that I just wanted to kind of give like a special shout out to, and the first one is the gentleman that is my sidekick on Grown Men Talking Baseball Cards, Michael Double X the Beast. We grew up together, so Michael, he knew my dad, and as soon as uh, as soon as I talked to Michael and kind of told him what had happened and that my dad had passed, obviously he shared a few words of encouragement, and then the next thing out of his mouth is when's the funeral going to be? I'm going to be there, and that meant a lot because Michael lives in Midland, Texas, and it was over a 5 hour drive for him to come to the funeral service. So that meant a lot to me and my family, and I told Michael, thanks for coming. I mean, that's a long drive, and he said I wasn't gonna miss this. So that's awesome. And a couple other guys that I just kind of I talked to a lot, and I reached out to after all this had happened, just to let them know that I appreciated their videos and all that stuff, and just their friendship, because my dad had been sick for a long time, and so it had been a tough. The last year has been pretty tough for the family. With him being sick, and just all the hospital visits, the tests, trying to figure out what they could do, and but there was a couple of friendships that I really developed here over the last year or so on YouTube, And those guys are Mike, baseball collector, and Eric, those back pages. So once again, I just wanted to, you know, say thanks for thanks for your friendship, and just I mean, like these guys, they didn't even during this last year. Like I kept all this stuff pretty close to the vest. I mean, that's just kind of I don't know. It's just the kind of guy I am, I guess. And so these guys, they weren't even really aware of what was going on, but just their friendship, um, means a lot, and they actually helped me get through a lot of these tough times without them even knowing about it, honestly. So to everyone out there that is fortunate enough to still have your father in your life, um, you know, enjoy tomorrow. Celebrate these men, and just enjoy the time that you have with them. Like I said, I've been so lucky and blessed to have the father that I've had, and pretty much any pretty much anything positive or any kind of you know success that I've had in life, it's it goes back to my dad and the lessons that I've learned from him. Not only work ethic and stuff like that, but just how to be just how to be a man. And so that's all I've got, guys. Once again, Dustin, man, I'm sorry for your loss, and you've got a great community here to. I'm sure if you ever need to talk to anybody or anything like that, um, reach out to myself or someone else out here, and because this really is a great community, and everybody really seems to care about each other. So, all right, guys, um, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys later.